Okay, good morning scholars, welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the litre. We're continuing our look at the metric system, looking at the meter, the litre and the gram. Alright, so this morning we're looking at the litre, which is the metric unit for capacity, liquid capacity or volume. Alright, so let's start by looking at some objects, some containers, just to have an idea of what we mean by a litre. Alright, so I have two containers. Okay, so this water bottle, this says 1.5 liters. Alright, so this is 1.5 liters, and this is a dishwashing liquid bottle. This says 340 milliliters. Alright, so 1000 milliliters make 1 liter, therefore 500 milliliters would make half a liter. This is 340 milliliters. So this would need 160 milliliters more to make a half of a liter, or 500 milliliters. This is 1.5 milliliters. Okay, just to have an idea. Typically those little box juices that fruit juices and so on, typically from 250 milliliters to 350 milliliters, thereabout, the small ones. Alright, so just to have an idea what we're talking about. So liquid capacity, how much liquid a container can hold. Or what is the volume, how much can the container hold. When we talk about the fluid capacity, we don't just mean water or juice or anything that flows, which include gases as well. Right? So the system of the litre is a base 10 system, just like the meter, just like the gram. And we look at the prefix, which would tell us how many powers of 10 or fractions of the powers of 10. So milli as a prefix indicates 1,000, right? 1,000. So a milliliter is 1,000th of a liter. Centi indicates 100. So a centiliter is 100th of a liter. In other words, it takes 100 centiliters to make 1 liter. Deci as a prefix indicates 1/10. So it takes 10 deciliters to make 1 liter. So the liter, of course, would be in the middle. That is the middle ground. These are smaller units to the liter, and these are larger units to the liter. Because we need to be able to express huge volumes, like the volume of tanks and reservoirs and so on, right? As well as we need to be able to express tiny quantities, like the box juices that I mentioned, or the bottles of water, or the bottles of dishwashing liquid and so on. Those can be expressed in milliliters. And you have even smaller. Think of a vial, a small vial, a small tube of something, right? That would be measured in centiliters, milliliters, and so on. So depending on the size of the object that we're talking about, we would need different units. Alright, so we go from the liter to the decaliter. So the prefix deca would indicate 10. 10 liters make a decaliter. Hecta indicate 100. So 100 liters make a hectoliter. And kilo, the prefix kilo, indicates 1,000. So 1,000 liters make a kiloliter. Now, knowing this, we can easily convert from one unit to the next. To convert from the smaller unit to the bigger unit, we divide. So if we're converting from milliliters to liters, or liters to decaliters, or liters to kiloliters, we divide. And how do we know what power of 10 to divide by? We simply look at how many places away. So milliliter to liter, 3 places away, we would divide by 1,000. Again, liter to kiloliter, 3 places away, we'd also divide by 1,000. Liter to hectoliter, 2 units away, we divide by 100. If we're going in the opposite direction, if we're changing from the bigger unit to the smaller unit, we would multiply. So if we're changing from liter to milliliters, we would multiply by 1,000. Kiloliter to liter, we'd multiply by 1,000. Decaliter to deciliter, right? We multiply by 100 and so on. So use how many places apart, or use the prefix, that small word that comes in front of the liter. Use that prefix to indicate to you how many places you're going to move to the right or left, depending on whether you're moving from the larger unit to the smaller. So changing from larger unit to smaller unit, you multiply. Smaller unit to bigger unit, you divide. Again, let's recap what the prefixes mean. So milli means 1,000. So a milliliter is 1,000th of a liter. It takes 1,000 milliliters to make a liter. Centi indicates 100th. So it takes 100 centiliters to make a liter. Deci indicates 1/10. It takes 10 deciliters to make a liter. Remember, the liter is the basic unit for capacity or volume, how much liquid a container can hold. Then when we move from the liter up, so these are the larger units, the bigger containers, but still using powers of 10 as we go up. So deca indicates 10 times. It takes 10 liters to make a decaliter. Hecta indicates 100 times. It takes 100 liters to make a hectoliter. And kilo indicates 1,000. So it takes 1,000 liters to make a kiloliter. And if you are converting from the smaller unit to the bigger unit, you divide. Converting from the bigger unit to the smaller unit, you multiply. It sounds like it should be the opposite way, but just think about it, right? Since it takes more of the smaller one to make the bigger one, if you're moving from the smaller to the bigger, you're actually going to have to divide to express it in terms of the bigger one. Alright, so that's it for the liter. In the next video, we're actually going to be doing conversions from one denomination in the liter system to another. And we'll also look at just a few calculations to show that the liter is in base 10, and we normally use a base 10 system, so it's pretty much the same as the operations we do when we're normally multiplying, dividing, adding, subtracting, right? So if this video has helped you, please drop a comment to say thank you, miss, and please share the video so your friends, neighbors, classmates, cousins, siblings can benefit from the information. Let me know if there are topics you want me to do videos on, and I'll gladly do that for you. And if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. So my beautiful scholars, I'll see you in other videos. Take care.